Have you ever reached the point in a trip where you're excited to explore, but your body quietly reminds you that you've already been traveling for days? Good morning, everyone. Oji-san here. Today is day 8 of our 15-day journey across Japan, and we're leaving Tokyo behind for one of my favorite places, Kawaguchiko, the home of Mount Fuji. Instead of taking the train or bus today, we decided to rent a private car. Since it's the end of year holiday and one of Japan's busiest travel seasons, we figured comfort was worth it. No crowded stations, no rushing to catch connections, just a peaceful drive with good company. To be honest, after a full week of traveling almost every day, we could really feel the fatigue setting in. It was nice to simply lean back, close my eyes for a while, and let someone else do the driving. The weather couldn't have been better. A bright blue sky stretched endlessly above us. Everyone in the car had fallen quiet, and then there she was. Mount Fuji appeared on the horizon. Even from far away, she has this incredible presence, calm, elegant, almost unreal. I've seen Mount Fuji many times over the years, but somehow every reunion feels special. It's like meeting an old friend who never changes. Our first stop today is Iyashi no Sato, a beautifully restored traditional village on the shores of Lake Saiko. After arriving, we will walk a short distance uphill to the main entrance. The sunshine today was intense. Not a single cloud in the sky. Beautiful weather for sightseeing, but definitely not the easiest conditions for photography. Admission costs 500 yen per person, and once inside, it almost feels like stepping back into old Japan. This open air museum is famous for its charming thatched roof houses, with Mount Fuji standing proudly behind them. It's one of those places where history and nature come together perfectly. Many of the traditional houses are open to visitors, allowing you to look inside and imagine what life was like hundreds of years ago. The village itself sits on a gentle hillside, so you'll be walking uphill most of the time. But honestly, it's worth every step. Every time you turn around, Mount Fuji quietly appears between the rooftops. On a clear winter day like this, the mountain looks incredibly sharp against the blue sky. It's one of those views that makes you stop walking for a moment just to take it all in. After exploring the village, it was time for a small reward. Whenever I visit here, I always order the black sesame ice cream. Yes, even in winter, some habits never change. The rich, nutty flavor is still one of my favorites, and somehow it tastes even better while standing in the crisp winter air. Now it's time to back down to the car. Our next destination is lunch by the lake. As we walked downhill, Mount Fuji stayed in view almost the entire time. Honestly, I never get tired of looking at her. Sometimes I don't even take photos, I simply stop and stare. There is something incredibly peaceful about Mount Fuji that is difficult to explain. Every visit feels familiar, almost comforting. For lunch, we're going to Konami restaurant, one of the more popular local restaurants around Kawaguchiko. One reason we choose this place is its beautiful lakeside location, where you can enjoy your meal with Mount Fuji watching over you. Even during winter, people keep coming. Luckily, we only had to wait around 10 minutes before getting a table. I ordered their specialty, a hearty rice noodle stew made with local ingredients. On a cold winter afternoon like this, it was exactly what I needed. The warm broth, fresh vegetables, and comforting flavors slowly brought all the energy back into my body. Sometimes the best meals aren't the fanciest ones, they're simply the ones you eat after a long morning outdoors. With our stomach full and our bodies warm up, it was time for today's final destination, Oishi Park, a beautiful lakeside park famous for its seasonal flowers and, of course, one of the best views of Mount Fuji. As soon as we arrived, I already knew it was crowded, really crowded. This place has become incredibly popular with tourists over the past few years, and today was no exception. Sometimes overtourism changes the atmosphere of a place. Instead of quiet moments, you're surrounded by cameras, conversations, and long lines of people waiting for the perfect photo. It can't really be helped during the holiday season, so rather than fighting it, I decided to slow down and enjoy the small moments instead. As we walked around the park, one thing stood out immediately: the air. It felt noticeably fresher than in Tokyo. Each breath felt clean and crisp, carrying that refreshing scent of winter. I honestly wish every city could have air like this. I opened my favorite coffee milk that I'd pick up earlier from the convenience store. Simple, cold, refreshing. Sometimes that's all you need. There is also a souvenir shop here filled with unique Mount Fuji themed gifts. My friends decided to browse inside, but I stayed outside, watching people pass by, enjoying the scenery. Crowded shops have never really been my thing. Sometimes doing nothing is the best part of traveling. As the sun slowly began to set behind the mountains, it was finally time to head back to our hotel in Kawaguchiko. Before returning, we made one last stop at a nearby FamilyMart to pick up a few supplies for the evening. A very Japanese way to end the day. And that's the end of today's adventure. Tomorrow we'll be leaving Kawaguchiko behind and heading to Hakone, where we'll be spending one relaxing night. I hope you'll join us again. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, may you have joy wherever you are. See you in the next video.